Do you love reading books or perhaps listening to stories or even watching it? What was the last book that you have read or the last movie that you have watched? What helps you understand its story even better? We will answer that question through this activity. I have here 4 pictures. Can you tell me what word can we derive using these given clues? If your answer is the word elements, then you are correct. We know that in chemistry, element pertains to different substances. But in English literature, the word element means parts or components. Now you're guessing it right. For us to understand a story that we are reading, watching, or listening to, we must know its components or parts. That's why for today's lesson, I, Teacher Shira, will help you in identifying important story elements. Before we begin our lesson for today, don't forget to subscribe on my channel. Ring the notification bell for more updates. Like, share, and comment in this video. Because learning is bliss, learn with Teacher Shira. At the end of our lesson, you are expected to first analyze a story in terms of its elements. Second, relate the story you have watched or read into your personal experiences. And lastly, you are also expected to write a story with its complete elements. Now, in English literature, there are 4 basic elements of a short story. And these are the characters, the setting, the plot, and the theme. For us to understand these elements even better, I will be asking you to watch a story. As you do, I wanted you to prepare your pen and paper so that you can jot down important information. After this, we will be answering some questions related to the story that we have watched. Are you ready to watch? Let's start. The Mysterious House of Mirrors. Long ago, in a faraway land, a gray cat got lost in the woods. But with his positivity, he decided to look for his way home. He walked and walked until he found a mysterious house in the middle of the woods. He was truly terrified when he saw its dreadful condition. But since he is a very positive gray cat, he thought that maybe the house was just abandoned and there's nothing to fear about it. So he continued to search for his way home. But then suddenly, a deluge came. It rained really hard, and the gray cat doesn't have his raincoat, nor his umbrella. So he decided to seek shelter in the mysterious house. When he entered the house, he saw that it was really terrible. But then at the same time, he was glad and grateful, for there is a place where he can stay until the rain stops. When he went upstairs, he was even more delighted, for he found 1,000 other little cats soaking wet just like him. He smiled a great smile, and was answered with 1,000 great smiles, just as warm and friendly. So his fear went away, for he realized that he's not alone anymore. When the rain stopped, he raised his paw to bid goodbye to the other cats, and they did the same for him. So he thought to himself, "This is a wonderful place. I will come back and visit more often." The next day, a yellow cat got lost in the same woods as well. so he decided to look for his way home. He walked and found the mysterious house in the middle of the woods, and he said, "What an awful place!" And so he went, ignoring the house. But then it rained so hard again, and the unhappy cat doesn't have his raincoat nor his umbrella, so he was left with no choice but to seek shelter from the mysterious house. He was disgusted when he entered the place. He slowly climbed the stairs and saw 1,000 unfriendly-looking cats staring back at him. And he yelled at them, and he was horrified to see 1,000 little cats yelling back at him. As he left, he thought to himself, "That is a horrible place, and I will never go back there again." And as both cats went out, none of them noticed the sign placed at the front door, stating, "Welcome to the House of Mirrors." Did you enjoy our story? That's great! Now let us have a quick discussion about it. First, we have here the first element of a story, and this is what we call the character. A character is a person or animal who takes part in the action of the story. In the story of Snow White, our character is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now, can you tell me who are the characters in the story that you have watched? That's great! The characters are the gray cat and the yellow cat. You got it right. You are amazing. Next, we have here the second element, and this is what we call the setting. The setting talks about the place and the time that the events in the story happened. Now, can you tell me where is the setting of the story that we have watched? If your answer for place is in a faraway land in the middle of the woods, then you are correct. How about for our time? When did the story takes place? Very good. It happened a long time ago. The third element is what we call the plot. The plot is technically the sequence of the story. It has the beginning, the middle, and the ending part. The beginning is the start of the story, which gives us the problem faced by the main character, whereas the middle part presents the action made by the characters to solve the problem, and the ending part tells us how the story ended. Now, regarding the story that we have watched, can you tell me how did the story started? And what problems did the characters encounter? Very good! The story started when the gray cat got lost in the middle of the woods. How about the problem that he encountered? You got it right once again. The problem in the story is that it rained a heavy rain, and the gray cat and the yellow cat doesn't have a choice but to stay at the mysterious house. Now for our last element, we have here what we call the theme. The theme is the controlling idea, central insight, or the underlying meaning or main idea that the author wanted to convey to his or her readers. So technically, we can say that this is the lesson or the moral that we learned from the story that we have watched. Can you tell me what lesson did you learn from the story that we have watched? I hope these pictures will help you. For Teacher Shira, the lesson that I have learned is, the way we experience the world around us is a direct reflection of the world within us. If you have your own answer, you are free to write it in the comment section below. Now let us have a quick recap. There are 4 basic elements of a short story. These are the characters, which does the action in the story, the setting, which tells us the place, the time where the story takes place, the plot, which tells us the sequence of the story and has the beginning, the middle, and the ending part, and lastly, we have here the theme, or the main idea, lesson that we have learned from the story that we have watched, read, or listened to. Now, to gauge if you have understand our lesson, answer this activity. Read the passage below and complete the table by identifying the elements of a story. You can pause in this section so that you can answer. For Activity 2, you have to write a short story with its complete elements. These are the rubrics for the work that you are going to do. And that will be all for today, my dear learners. I hope you have learned something. Thank you and God bless.